What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Save Point Podcast. As always, I've got Sean, Chase, and Leo here, and of course, I am Josh. This is where we get together with you guys each and every week to talk about entertainment and video games and anything and everything that we want to talk about. If you like the sound of that, give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button over here at youtube.com/savepointvids. If you don't want to watch us but would rather listen, you can check us out on all major podcast platforms. You just have to search the Save Point Vids podcast. So without further ado, who wants to go first?
Do you want to go first, Chase?
Actually, we'll start from the beginning of the week. So I'll go first.
Okay, Sean, take it away. What's going to be your topic this week?
Ubisoft Forward.
Okay.
Which I'm not going to linger too long on it because my overall impressions, I thought it was pretty lame.
Yeah, I did too.
For the most part, they showed. Let's see. They showed Watch Dogs 2, which was. I don't know anybody who's really excited for that game. I don't know. It's like anybody.
Oh, you're talking about Legion, Watch Dogs Legion?
I like Watch Dogs.
I don't. But
all right. Agree to disagree.
But I will say that I've only played the first one, and not very much. But I didn't like it. They didn't show Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which
that was surprising.
Was a big.
Is that going to be in the PS5 version?
Yes, that is going to be a launch game for the PS5. That'll be there on launch day.
They'll probably wait until PS5 takes their...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They got I think Microsoft and Sony has another... Well, I know for sure Sony has an event next week, and I think they'll probably show it off. Right. Well, actually, no, they don't have the marketing for that. They'll probably show it off at Xbox's event.
When's Xbox's event?
They haven't.
They haven't announced it. That's just weird that Ubisoft have their own branded event and they didn't show off probably what their biggest game. I mean, it would without a doubt it's going to be their biggest game this year.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the
bicycle game?
No, not even that. That looked. I don't know what they were thinking. What did you guys think of the Prince of Persia game? Go ahead.
Well, real quick, the bicycle game. I have no idea. It was like
it's like
I was watching it, and it was boring the crap out of me.
Is it like Paperboy?
No, it's like
it looks like 100 different
It's like an extreme sports battle royale.
It's like a BMX extreme.
Yeah, it's like BMX, snowboarding, they just throw it all in one. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I think you start off with 100 different racers on whatever vehicle or whatever your mode of transportation is, and then you have to be the last one to get down to the bottom of the mountain.
So it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah, it's like a battle royale, but with extreme sports.
So it's like SSX meets
kind of
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, that's a decent way to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was. It's a very interesting take on the battle royale.
I hope
genre.
That's free to play because I don't think anybody will bother with that.
Yeah, I would think that would have to be a free to play.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say though is, what did you guys think of the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake that doesn't really look like a remake?
And it looks terrible.
It looks bad.
But I like the idea. It looks like a 360 game.
Yeah, it looks like an early 360 PS3 game.
It looks like the cel-shaded Prince of Persia, kind of.
I don't know what they were going for.
Kind of like the redheaded stepchild.
What really confused me was that I think that, and who knows, maybe it's just a word, but I think throwing the word remake on there really does it a disservice, because when you think about the remakes we've gotten in the last couple years, you've got Final Fantasy VII remake, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, even Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Those are more just reskins, I think updated graphics.
Yeah, this is
when I think of remake, I kind of want it to be update the game mechanics, kind of like Resident Evil 2 remake and Final Fantasy VII remake. Not just updating the graphics.
Yeah, I think by calling it a remake, it really does the game itself.
So it's like a reboot.
Not even a reboot. It's just it's just the first game, but it's
new graphics.
It's up-resed. I'm assuming. I don't know if they said, but I think it's up-resed to 4K, probably 60 frames.
So
it's probably not because it's not even coming out for.
Oh, is it not next gen?
No, it's only
it's
PS4,
current gen. So it's probably 1080 30 then.
Yeah. So someone has some time in their hands to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was very confused about that one. Say what?
I said it didn't wow me.
No, not at all. The environments looked okay. The character models looked really, really bad.
Did it at least use the likeness of Jake Gyllenhaal?
No.
I wish.
No. Jake Gyllenhaal is the Prince of Persia. Jesus. No, it really didn't. It really wasn't a good showing.
It didn't hit the mark.
No, not at all.
I have to see more, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But just off the initial trailer, it's one of those games that I'll never get around to playing unless they stick it in Game Pass or it's like $10 or something.
Right. What other games? They spent a lot of time. Are you guys interested at all in it was Gods and Monsters. I think it's, what is it called now? Immortals, Fenyx Rising or something?
I'm more interested now after seeing some of it. And like I watched some people online on YouTube who, had hands-on demos with it, and they all seem fairly impressed.
Did they?
With what they played. It's very obviously Breath of the Wild inspired, and like even the creator said it, they took a lot of, like inspiration from Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, Leo, did you guys watch or see any of the highlights of the Ubisoft conference?
No, I didn't see that.
You see anything about
saw the Immortals now.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only thing
I just got an email that saying that their games were on sale. So
yeah, they are. They're on sale in the Xbox store. They're like 70% off, like all Ubisoft games.
One thing that I was thinking maybe would be like their one last thing would be a Splinter Cell reboot or a sequel or something.
Yeah,
and I just don't know what
the pipeline, but who knows how far off it is. They're like putting Sam Fisher into like every other video game besides Splinter Cell.
It's so weird. He's like an operative in Rainbow Six. I think he's in a mobile strategy game or something like that. I don't remember, but they're putting him in everything besides an actual Splinter Cell game. And with
they're probably just keeping that in their back pocket.
Yeah, probably.
The way Square kept the Final Fantasy VII remake in their back pocket
for as long as possible. Yeah,
right time to reveal it.
Right.
Probably want to do it in front of like a live crowd or something. Wait till this whole thing's over.
Yeah,
because there hasn't even been a Splinter Cell this entire generation.
No, the last one was Chaos Theory. That was a late 360 game, I believe.
It was Conviction.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That was
really did get very good reviews from what I remember.
Right. It was a late
360 PS3.
Yeah, I remember that. It was probably 2012, 2013 maybe. Yeah, overall though it was really underwhelming. I was expecting more from them. Again, really surprising that we didn't see Assassin's Creed, considering again that is their
coming, but at their own event you would expect at least a little something, like a little slice of a mission.
Now, did we see like a game like what they did with Immortals? Did we see like an in-depth like gameplay session for that game yet? For Assassin's Creed yet?
I didn't see it.
I can't. I know we've seen it, but I don't know if they did like a mission breakdown where they kind of.
No, they haven't they haven't taken us through, as far as I remember.
I don't think they have either.
A mission front to back.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Because I have seen a fair
amount of gameplay
on it, but
I can't remember.
I don't think they really broke it down, gameplay mechanics and stuff.
I would just figured after seeing Immortals, we would get something like that. I mean, granted, it is Assassin's Creed, so it is kind of a known quantity, but at the same time, I keep saying it, but it's their biggest, most important game of the year. You think that they would...
Honestly, if you saw the release date for Immortals, it's really strange. It comes out December 3rd.
That is very weird.
Which is like right on the heels of Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk. I think they should kind of push that back to...
Boot it to next year.
February, March, something like that.
Yeah.
That was all I really thought about it.
Right. So is there anything else? Was there anything else there really worth... I didn't watch the whole thing front to back. I just kind of popped in and out as it was.
I had it on in the background.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that.
It was really underwhelming. I'm interested. While we're on the topic of conferences, though, I'll kind of throw this in here. Earlier today, we're recording this on Saturday the 12th. PlayStation, I'm pulling it up here. PlayStation's official Twitter account said that they would have about a 40-minute broadcast this Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern. They're going to talk about, obviously, you have to imagine it's going to be the release date, the price, which we kind of touched on last show. But they are going to show some updated looks at existing games that we know about. And I believe they're going to show one or two kind of AAA surprises of the, I guess it would technically be the second party variety, so maybe exclusive to PlayStation, but not a first party game. Is there anything that you guys would like to see or would hope to see or maybe predict would be shown that we don't know about yet?
That we don't know
I don't
about?
even know what kind of deals, what kind of second party deals they would have.
So I'm going to throw a couple of the ones that I've been seeing. And again, this is all rumors, so take it with a giant grain of salt because it's almost like a fanboy's wish list. But
It's not going to happen.
There's been some rumors that they've spent from, again, industry insiders and contacts within Sony. You gotta love Twitter. I spend too much time on Twitter just looking at this shit. But it's Sony PlayStation spent $750 million to secure a triple A game. The likes of, the rumors have been Final Fantasy 16 for an exclusive year or exclusive period. A Silent Hill.
You don't have to pay that much for Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is always exclusive for a little while to PlayStation, so no, that's out.
Silent Hill, whether that's a reboot or I don't think it was a remaster, but like a rebooted Silent Hills, kind of loosely based off the PT demo, obviously without Kojima's involvement, but also whether it's again a fanboy's wish list. I'm just naming off the biggest franchises, but like a Metal Gear 6 or a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake in the Fox engine. But these are the rumors that have been kind of flying around.
I don't want a new Metal Gear without Kojima.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't trust anybody with Metal Gear except for Kojima.
But is there anything that kind of would? What? Let me ask you this: what would be like an oh shit, I can't believe this was announced kind of moment for you guys? Anything jump to mind?
I think like a reveal trailer for a new God of War.
That has been rumored also. It's funny that you say that because Cory Barlog, who is the creative director of the 2018, and I think he's doing this to troll people, but he changed his, again, I get all my information from Twitter, but he changed his header picture on his Twitter profile to a picture of Kratos when it wasn't that yesterday, and he changed it today. So, and of course, the PlayStation fanboys picked up on that, and it started circulating that he's either A, trolling everybody, or B, that there could be a God of War 2
that'd be
teaser
cool.
trailer or something.
Personally, I'd like to see Final Fantasy 16, even though I'm sure that game is like years and years out. So I doubt that's going to happen, but
I'm just go ahead.
Being a Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I don't know what's supposed to be up next. I don't know if it's 16 with the secondary team or if it's remake part 2. I really don't know what the timeline is on that.
Yeah. You know what? I bet 16 comes out in between the 7 remakes, between 1 and 2.
Oh, so you think 16 would be up next then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be...
Because, I mean, they've already said that they started working on part 2, like, immediately after part 1. And so, if anything, they're probably working on 16 with, like, a secondary. They'll wait to finish up the remake and then have everybody move over.
Yeah.
That's what I'd
see. I don't know how many teams are within Square Enix.
I changed my mind. that sounds better.
Yeah, I don't know how many teams are within Square Enix. If Nomura is taking the lead. Obviously, 16 is, it's still unofficially. I mean, we all know it's being developed, but it's not official yet, so we don't even know anything about the development team, or if it's the Square Enix A team, or if it's the kind of B team that maybe worked on. Let me think here, because it was Kingdom Hearts 3 was a different team than Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, so maybe the Kingdom Hearts 3 team is working on 16. Or maybe Project Athea, which is that Square Enix game, is actually Final Fantasy 16, and that'll almost like what they did with Final Fantasy Versus 13, turning it into Final Fantasy 15. So who knows? But yeah, I'll be interested to see. I want to see more of Ratchet and Clank. That looks cool.
Too, but I'd like to see more of Horizon 2.
Yeah, I think we will, because that has been kind of absent. I think we'll definitely see more of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, because we've already gotten an in-depth look at Ratchet and Clank at Gamescom, so I don't think we'll see any more of that necessarily at this event. Probably the Demon Souls remake. We'll see.
That's probably that's what I want to see the most. That I know is probably going to be shown. Is
Demon Souls. Yeah. That looks good. I want to give these like Demon Souls, Dark Souls. I've got Bloodborne. I need to give it, I think, another go, because I'm just not into.
I have to be in a mood to play
getting my ass kicked over and over, because I'm just not good at those games.
Yeah,
and I just
beat Mortal Shell. Have you heard of that one? Yeah, it's
is it kind of like that
Dark Souls type game?
Really?
Beat that a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I like those games.
Yeah. But anything else? Oh, Chase, you weren't on the last episode. Knowing what we do about the Series X and the Series S, $299, $499. Now, it is confirmed that the internals of the PlayStation 5 are the same, minus the disk drive for the digital version. What are your final predictions for the price on those two?
I think the discless, the digital version, will probably be $399, and
I think that sounds good. Yeah,
and then probably $499.
Yeah,
maybe $549.99. I don't see them going higher than that.
Yeah. I think you're probably
trying to match it.
What's that?
I said I think they'll probably try to match the Series X.
Yeah, I don't see them going any higher than $500.
I don't see them going any lower than $400.
No, but I can't see the digital going any lower. But I think within $100, honestly, might be all that they need to do. Yeah, because if it is true that the specs are the same minus the disk drive, yeah, they wouldn't be able to take that big of a cut on it. So who knows? But we should all find that out on Wednesday, again, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. So stay tuned for that, and we'll obviously recap that on next week's show. But give us your predictions for what the prices are going to be, what games you think or want to be shown at this event, and let us know. Let us know all that, and then we'll again read that off on next week's show. So